The Liberals' marijuana legalization bill officially passed in the Senate. The last thing left is for the bill to move to royal assent. So employers, they have to be ready for the day it becomes legal for their employees to use the drug. Joining us this morning is Bill Bogart, professor of law at the University of Windsor. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on.
So a survey from January found 71% of Canadian employers don't feel ready for legalization. And just last week, an executive at Mediwake, one of Canada's largest cannabis producers, said, quote, in many cases, employers are still using readily outdated anecdotal information. So what are we hearing from employers? What are you hearing, Bill?
Well, the Conference Board of Canada just yesterday released a report on these very issues. And it does suggest that about 50% of employers are concerned, but only about 25% are very concerned. So, I mean, these are serious issues. I'm not suggesting that they aren't. But I think what we're seeing is increasingly employers are coming to grips with these issues. And I do think that this report released by the Conference Board of Canada yesterday, called Blazing the Trail, will be actually very helpful in this regard.
So how do employers get ready? What do they have to do to make sure that their employees aren't impaired, but that everyone is staying safe?
Well, okay, let's make 2 points. First of all, and I say this with great respect, they've had 3 years' notice, right? Since the fall of 2015, the Liberal government has said cannabis will be legalized and regulated. And the Liberal government has never deviated from that. Now, that may be a good thing, that may be a bad thing, you may agree with it, you may disagree with it, but the fact of the matter is there's been 3 years' notice for everybody to get their house in order. The second point I would say is that employers are struggling with these issues now. We know a percentage of the population do use this drug, even while it's illegal. And obviously, a number of those people are employees. So that these issues are before employers now. The thing is that legalization, regulation, I think, are bringing them to a head, are bringing them into focus, and that's appropriate.
Is there anyone who's getting it right now with what employers need to be doing to be prepared?
Well, full disclosure, I spoke at the Conference Board of Canada yesterday on these very issues, along with a number of people. And I was actually very impressed by the number of employers that are taking these issues very seriously. For example, the Arthritis Society of Canada has developed a whole policy around supporting their employees who are using recreational marijuana medicinally, and will support them in terms of paying for a certain amount of it, et cetera, which is an ongoing issue. Last week, I spoke at the conference held by the Residential Builder Council of Ontario, and I was very impressed because these folks have real issues around safety in the workplace, and they're very focused on these issues.
Well, as we head towards this bill getting royal assent, we'll see many more changes ahead. So, Bill, thank you for being here to shed some light so far this morning.
Thanks for having me on.